The traitor in your head. Have you ever felt like you're your own worst enemy? That there's a power within you that strikes exactly when you are on the verge of being happy or successful? You have read the clever books. You know the breathing techniques. You have resolved to stay calm. And yet, at the crucial moment, you sabotage yourself. You start an argument that you can't win. You fall into old patterns of addiction. You bathe in self-pity, even though you know it destroys you. It's like there's a traitor in your head who holds the keys to your inner peace and keeps handing you over to chaos. The truth is, this traitor is a part of you.
He is the shadow you have been denying for decades, and the ego that would rather rule in suffering than serve in freedom. Welcome to Level 3. We stop analyzing the world on the outside. We descend into the basement of your consciousness. We encounter the ego and its deepest abyss. Today we are learning the art of inner alchemy, so that you are no longer the victim of your own shadow, but its master. The default mode network, the biological factory of ego suffering. Before we get psychological, we need to expose the hardware on which your ego operates. Modern brain research has identified the default mode network, DMN. This network is always active when you are not concentrating on a task. It is the place of the endless inner monologue.
This is where the story of you is written. Your DMN constantly links your embarrassing moments from 10 years ago to your fears of disaster tomorrow. It is the narrator in your head who is never silent. For your mental health, an overactive DMN is pure poison. Neuroscience shows that depression and chronic anxiety disorders almost always correlate with an overheated default mode network. The ego needs this constant brooding spiral to maintain the illusion of a stable identity. It takes conflicts to feel oneself. Mental health in Level 3 means the ability to silence this inner narrator.
We use Stoic discipline to drain the energy from the DMN and channel it into the task-positive network, the part of the brain that acts in the here and now. If you understand your ego neurobiologically, you stop blindly trusting your thoughts. You learn that the monologue in your head is not a divine judgment, but only the roar of an overwhelmed machine. Carl Jung and the integration of the shadow. What the DMN is on a biological level, Carl Gustav Jung called the shadow on a psychological level. We all have a persona, the mask we show the world. We want to appear good, moral, smart, and controlled. But everything that doesn't fit this shiny mask, our aggression, our greed, our deep insecurities, we lock up in a dark basement.
We think we have defeated these parts, but in the dark, the shadow grows. The price for this suppression is fragile mental health. A denied shadow expresses itself in projections. If other people's arrogance or weakness blinds you with anger, then you only see your own shadow there, which you don't want to accept in yourself. True psychic strength does not come from the extinction of the shadow, but from its integration. A sovereign knows that he is capable of hating, lying, and destroying, but precisely because he knows and accepts these dark forces, he can control them. Those who integrate their shadow become holistic. You lose the fear of your own darkness, and with it, you lose the vulnerability of others. Shadow work is the ultimate prophylaxis against mental breakdown. The vanity of pain, the ego as a vampire. We need to talk about a painful truth. Your ego loves to be a victim. Suffering offers a perverse form of security. When you're suffering, you don't have to face the frightening freedom of action. The ego uses pain as a moral pedestal. I'm suffering, so I'm good. The others are to blame, so they are evil. This identification with pain is the surest path to chronic psychological instability. It traps you in a sacrificial loop that puts your nervous system under constant stress.
The Stoic Epictetus recognized, it is not the things that trouble us, but our judgments about them. And the most dangerous judgment is that of your own importance. Level 3 requires you to make a radical narcissistic insult. Your suffering is not sacred. It's often just a strategy of your ego to generate attention and meaning. Mental health starts where you stop being proud of your wounds. Those who see through the vanity of their pain can finally let go of it. You trade the heavy burden of victimhood for the feather-light freedom of responsibility. Amor Fati, the alchemy of total acceptance. So how do we transform this inner resistance? We use the most powerful technique of Stoic alchemy, Amor Fati, the love of fate.
Most people practice grit-your-teeth acceptance. They endure life. But for your psyche, it's pure poison because it perpetuates the inner struggle. Amor Fati does not mean just tolerating reality. It means wanting them. Imagine if every obstacle, betrayal, and setback was exactly the material you need to forge your strength of character. The alchemist does not curse lead. He knows that it is the necessary basis for gold. When you fight against reality, you create frictional heat in the brain, which we perceive as suffering. If you say, "This happened, I want it to be like that. How do I use that as fuel?" you dissolve the inner cramp. This is the highest form of resilience.
You become invincible, not because you control everything, but because you turn everything that happens into a victory for your development. This is the architecture of an unshakable soul. The protocol of the Fantasia cataleptics. How do we train this in everyday life? We use the fantasy cataleptics, the objective representation. Your ego loves adjectives. They are the poison that infects your perception. That was a terrible insult. This is a catastrophic situation. Your exercise for level 3 is strip reality. Take away the adjectives of your ego. If you're tormented by a thought, describe it like a scientist. I'm currently experiencing a thought pattern loop about a past event.
My body reacts with tightness in the chest. No terrible, no catastrophe, data only. By objectifying reality, you take away the space for the shadow to grow. You withdraw the energy from the default mode network and activate your observing mind. You realize you are not the anger. You are the space where the anger takes place. You are not the shadow. You are the light that makes it visible in the first place. Mental health is the realization that the core of your being is completely untouched by your thoughts and emotions. The view into the eye of the storm. You lit up the basement. You have integrated the shadow and exposed the mechanics of your ego.
Your inner house is no longer a place of covert war, but a place of alchemical transformation. You have created the basis for a psychological stability that goes deeper than anything you have known before. But the real test is yet to come. Inner clarity is worthless if it breaks at the first gust of wind on the outside. What can you expect in level 4? As sovereign in chaos, we will put this inner peace into action. We will learn how to maintain sovereignty when people attack you, when systems collapse, and when the social fabric around you panics. We will build the architecture of action so that you are not just a stoic in silence, but an unwavering leader in the eye of the storm.
Are you ready to carry your inner power to the outside world? Stop hiding from yourself. Become holistic. Become truthful. If you have the courage to snatch the crown from the traitor in your head, then now is the moment to take the next step. Are you willing to trade the comfortable story of your suffering for the inconvenient truth of your power? Then subscribe to Psychosophy now. Illuminate your shadow and become the rightful ruler of your inner kingdom.